Hello again, everybody. Harry Carey from Wrigley Field on a beautiful day for baseball.
All right. How you doing, folks? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report with another edition of the Baseball Show. Today is Thursday, May 16th. Hope you're having yourself a good start to your Thirsty Thursday. As always, don't forget, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner, or hit the subscribe button below this video if you're using a mobile device. Today's podcast is brought to you by the Raymond Report. Come and check out the free Raymond Report each and every day, where we talk about value, the percentage play, performance cycles, player availability, and we use a strict money management system. You can use the Raymond Report each and every day by logging on to the website and come and check out the tutorial. If you ever want to see how the premium tip sheets work, we have a tutorial. In fact, we got a lot of videos on how a lot of the features work. So let's say you want to see how the computer picks, how they work. You go and watch this video, and it'll give you an update on how those computer picks are generated and how you can use them to your advantage. In fact, all the tools that you see here in your toolbox on your dashboard, and if you want to know exactly, okay, you know what does this do? What does that do? Go to the tutorials, and again, once you get to this page, look at the main one on the Raymond Report, but then go to this one, and you can scroll up and down and get the video of your choice. And let's say you want to learn about the market index, the line moves, sports betting index, the SBI, tip sheets, team trends, value report. It's all here to learn at atsstats.com. All right, hope you're having a good start to your day, and a little late this morning. Had to do a little bit of a business admin, but I think we're okay now. Yeah, so we're getting to everything baseball today. And as always, when you watch the baseball show, we like to go and see how the SBI, the sports betting index, did yesterday. And we did have a lot of games. Did pretty well with the selections. I think my premium picks went 2-1, so I was pretty happy with that. And yesterday, favorites, yeah, look at that. Neutral market, 8-7, 8-7, 8-5 the last 3 days. So on the 3-day average, you can see favorites in Major League Baseball winning at 56%. And bearish, though, on the run line, 60.3%, 56 on the 7-day average. And if you look at the over-under last 7 days, coin flip right there, 50%. All right, that's your SBI Sports Betting Index, and let's take a look at some of the other features that we have here for baseball today, May 16th, and we took the look at the standings the other day. Let's go to the streaks. Let's see Frank the Tank, who's streaking today in Major League Baseball. The Colorado Rockies, 7-game win streak right now. Houston, hey, no problem right now, Houston. You're on a 4-game win streak. We'll see after today. Yankees, 3-game win streak in Philadelphia, riding a 3-game high. Now Oakland's on a 4-game slide. The Mets on a 3-game slide, and San Diego have lost their last 3. If you like the total, well, Philadelphia's won their last 8 overs. Angels last 3. Mets, St. Louis, Colorado, San Diego also last 3 games have gone over the total. And man, the gift that just keeps on giving is the Atlanta Braves in the under. I think it's like 120-1 the last 22. 9 under straight now for the Atlanta Braves. 8 unders for the Boston Red Sox, 3 for the Blue Jays, Baltimore, Tampa Bay, Minnesota, and the Cubbies all have 3 under streaks. So, yeah, betting totals. I've been betting a lot of totals lately. In fact, when I go look at my selections in the premium section, yesterday I had the White Sox. That was a nice winner. Arizona had the Cubs over. We missed it by 1. And also on the yesterday I did a new feature here on the website. I gave out 5 free selections. So if you just look at the front page of ATS Stats, Ron's 5 free picks. I believe we went 3-2. We lost with Detroit and St. Louis, but we won with Seattle under 7.5. Tampa Bay, Boston under 8, and Houston, Oakland under 8.5. So 3 winners right there, and hopefully you guys were able to take advantage of that. All right, let's get to today's baseball matchups. In fact, we got some early afternoon games today. Target Field, you can see here that the Yankees are going to send Clark Smith to the hill. He's going up against Joe Ryan of the Minnesota Twins. Ryan 2-2 in the year. A 3.21 ERA. Clark Smith is 4-1, a 2.95 ERA. And looking at the starting lineup here today, nothing really. You got Volpe, Soto, Judge, Verdugo, Stanton, Rizzo, Torres, Wells, and Cabrera for the Yankees. Julian, Larnach, Jeffers, Kepler, Correa, Castro, Santana, Kirilloff, and Miranda going here for Minnesota. And looking at the Twins now, they're on a 2-game losing streak. They lost last night. Final was 4-0. Now, they I believe they got the last 2 games. They've only mustered up 1 run against the Yankees in the last 2 contests. And the Twins, minus 115 is the line today, 8.5 is the total. And I do have the Yankees losing here today, 4.5 to 4.4. But again, these are just indicators. So if you're watching the this podcast and you're looking at the Raymond report, take these indicators with a grain of salt. That's just the average score that the computer algorithm, and it's always going to favor the favorites. 8.99 is the over/under. Yankees 8-2 in the last 10, 6-4 to the over. Minus 149 is our number here. And again, this is a sports handicapping show, so a lot of the information that you're going to hear on this podcast, the baseball show, is basically about numbers, right? Because at the end of the day, we're trying to beat the bookmakers' number, and we're not very heavy on player stats and numbers, because at the end, we're just trying to beat the bookmakers' number, and you got to find that edge. And at the end of the day, the number one thing we're looking for is winners, right? What does Mike Singletary?
I want winners.
Yeah, so that's the number one thing. We're looking for an edge, and we're looking for I'm a situational handicapper, and today we're going to do a special search after I do all the games. I'm going to do I'm going to show you guys one of the ways I handicap each and every game. I think you're going to enjoy this because it's situational handicapping, and I'll get more into that in just a few minutes. Chance of winning this game straight up, 53.5%. There's Rusty. Just my security system just walked in the door. Hey, that's my dog Rusty, the black lab, 4 years old. Rusty, yeah. Hey, shiny thing in the corner just threw off Ron Raymond right there, but that's okay. Rusty's he's nice and tucked in his chair. And yeah, chance of winning 53.1%, 44% for the New York Yankees. Kogel's at 69%. Kogel stands for chance of game going over the total. And today in the show, you're going to hear me, if you're new to the Raymond Report, you're going to hear me talk teams that are bullish, neutral, and bearish. Teams that are bullish, they're 7-0, 6-1, 5-2 in the last 7 games. Teams that are neutral, and I see my buddy Scott there. Yes, Freak is... Arizona is watching. All right, Arizona's in the house. How you doing there? Yes, Freak. And yeah, so teams that are neutral, 3-4, 4-3, and teams that are bearish, 0-7, 1-6, 2-5, last 7 contests. Also, I'm going to talk about A, B, and C type teams. And these are the ABCs of me, baby. A type teams are teams with a 60 or higher win percentage. B type teams are 50 to 59.9, and C type teams are like an old high school sweetheart. They're going to break your heart. Those are teams below 500. All right, back to the inside the numbers and looking at the streaks. The Yankees on a 3-game win streak. The last 3 games for the Twinkies have gone under the total. Now, the PVI SOS, the parity value strength of schedule. Now, we're dealing with parity now in sports, right? It's been like this for the last 10 years, 15 years. Those teams of dynasties, the Yankees, the Oilers, the Islanders, Cowboys to an extent, I guess, back in the 90s. Those dynasty days where ownership had a lot of money to buy teams. Now it's all salary caps, right? So you got to have some type of parity value calculator to go inside the number. And at the end of the day, you got to beat the number. And that's and it all starts with the type of teams you're dealing with. Here's the thing: Minnesota does not do well against teams above 60%. They're 1-6 at target field, 1-6 to the under, while the New York Yankees are 5-2 straight up on the road against B-type teams, and 4-3 to the over. Hey, good morning, Solo Rider. Solo Rider's in the house, and thanks for tuning in this morning. And yeah, so again, recognizing a lot of these names, they're probably saying, "Oh man, Coach is back." Yeah, Coach took a little bit of a, sometimes in life you're always trying to find the caramel secret of the right chemistry, the right formula of doing these type of shows. But you don't want to burn out in the process, right? And it's just, I find sometimes it's like the NFL. Why is the NFL so popular? Is because, obviously it's on Sundays, it's once a week, but there's 6 months off. You get to miss it a bit, right? And I think with the show, you get into the show and you got to take a break. If you don't take a break, you don't miss it, and you do it every day. It's not that it gets boring. It's just that it becomes monotonous, right? And you need a break, and you really need to find a different edge how you're going to do things, right? It's just when you do these podcasts, you don't want to get boring. That's the last thing you want to do when you do these type of podcasts. You want to be entertaining a bit, right? You got to have a good sense of humor, a bit quirky, I guess, a little bit of a Kramer in you type thing. But you don't want to get boring. And then that's the one thing I pride myself on doing these shows, is making sure that the information makes you think. I don't want to be the show where it's just you become routine, or you become like an easy card to read. You just want it so that you're teaching and you're making people think. And I always say this: the way you handicap, if it's not working, and if you have an open mind, right? Some of the toughest things to do in life is have an open mind and try something new. So if you're new to sports handicapping, or you're new to baseball betting, not everybody's a baseball bettor. I love baseball. Baseball is such a great sport, and it's a great leisure sport in the summer. And to me, it's like the NFL every day when you think about it. You got NFL, you got 15 games on a Sunday. Well, guess what? Baseball, they're giving you 15 games every day. And if you're a number cruncher, well, you got to go find the perfect numbers that fit your system, and at the end of the day, eke out a profit. All right, got thrown off there. Hey,
what the hell is that?
I don't know. Hey. There we go.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
There we go. Overkill soundbite on Thursday's back. Ron's overkill soundbites are back. I know some guys get a little pissed about that. He goes, him and his soundbites. But hey, you know what? Soundbites are fun. Hey, do we have fun here or what?
Can we have fun? You're damn right. I demand that we have fun.
Yeah, I love your life. You're the best teacher, says Solo Rider. Hey, appreciate you, Solo. All right, Yankees 16-9 on the road this year, and Fort Minnesota 11-10. They're just waiting for the Yankees to get out of town. Hey, when they're tired of playing the Yankees. Yankees are back, man. Yankees are back. Let me see here. Joe Ryan's going up against Clark Schmidt. Let's go look if we have any systems. And here's the one thing in the Raymond report you always want to check: home favorites, home underdogs. See how they're doing the last 30 days, year to date. It's a good little feature to look at, and I'll show you guys that when I do my searches after. All right, so what I'm looking for is system trends, and you know what? I talked about this yesterday. These was this home team or road team? Yeah, road teams coming off a game where they scored exactly 4 runs for last game. Now, I took notes yesterday, and the teams that scored that were in this system yesterday, Kansas City didn't work out. Who else? Tampa Bay, yeah, it worked out for them, right? They won 4-3. Who else had 4-run system yesterday? No, those are the two. So that system was 1-1. And let me see here. So Cincinnati, 6-road system. They lost to Arizona. Washington, 6-run system. They lost that one. Seattle, they were the under. I had a good system on the under. And it was teams that were on a 5-game homestand, and they lost their last game as a favorite. So system was on the under yesterday. That's why I played Seattle under. And what else? We had the 3 systems, or actually 2. Remember the one we had to throw out? Chicago Cubs. That was a good system that I think was the over, though. I think the system was on the over, and the system on St. Louis, St. Louis didn't pan out. Actually, that wasn't the system. The other system was the White Sox. Yeah, White Sox was our other big system yesterday, and that one there did work. All right, what else here? So yeah, we got one system only today on the Yankees. Let's take a look at the Twinkies here. We got a few let me see here. Coming off a home loss as a favorite, so. Home teams coming off a home loss as a favorite are 161 in their next contest, so that's pretty good. And if they're coming off 3 unders, 22-12. So the system here does. We got a couple of systems on the Minnesota here today, but I don't know if I can trust the Twinkies with that 1-6 record against teams above 60%. When in doubt, get out. That's one of my golden rules of handicapping. But I'll come back to this one here. In fact, let me look at the free Raymond report. What's the under is 10-1 for the Yankees as a road underdog this season. I can't believe they've been a road underdog 12 times. And the Twinkies 11-28-0 to the under when they're a home team coming off 3 unders the last 10 years. That's a lot of data right there for 10 years. Anytime Minnesota's a home team and their last 3 games went under, 11-28-0 to the under in the next game. So there's a couple of indicators pointing towards the under today in the Yankees and Twins game. All right, Minnesota though, they got some nice little systems there, but that line this scares me right here. 1-6 against these type of teams. I don't like that. All right, let's go to the next game. Let's go to Philadelphia, where the Phillies. Looks like every time I turn the TV, the Phillies are playing the Mets. Hey, it's always like a Phillies Mets, like a series. Taijuan Walker going up against Jose Quintana today. Taijuan 3-0 in the year, 4.82 ERA. Quintana 1-4, a 5.44 ERA. So the lefties has a little bit of a high ERA here, and going up against the right-handed Walker. -137 is the line, and you can see my line on this game is a -208. Philadelphia, just right now they're in a zone. Look at that, they're 12-1. At 12-1 so far against C-type teams, and there's Boss 702. Good morning, Boss. Hey,
Dilly dilly.
yeah. I think that's a soundbite I'll do whenever we do roll call, and when one of our loyal listeners and our veterans come in the bullpen. Hey, that's what we call the bullpen. Hey, the chat. Remember the bullpen? Hey, haven't done the show so long, I started forgetting that we had a bullpen. Yeah, so we have our own bullpen here at the baseball show, and it's guys are tuning in, and guys and gals are tuning in each and every day. So good morning, Boss 702. Hope is that your area code 702, Boss? Hey, the big boss man. Hey.
And that's the bottom line, Costello.
Big Boss said so. All right, last 8 have gone over here for the Philadelphia Phillies. They're 8-2 in their last 10, 9-1 to the over. And again, I had -208, so you can see you're getting a discount today on Philadelphia. The only thing that worries me about Philly is that they're so hot right now, and they're winning so many games. In fact, their last 15 games, they're 12-3. But baseball's like that. Baseball, when you play every day, it's very streaky. I find baseball is and if you're an A-type team, look at the Phillies. Best offense, and I think they're the best offense right now in Major League Baseball. In fact, let me go and take out these scoring averages again, and let's go take a look at the average in Major League Baseball. And second best, they're tied number 1 with the Dodgers, averaging 5.27 runs per game. That's pretty good. Arizona though, sitting there, the C-type team at 4.89. We had the D-backs yesterday, so I was happy with that. But you know what, Phillies today, 56% chance of winning compared to 34.7 for the Mets. Kogo's at 23%. Last 8 games again has gone over for Philly. Last 3. That's why your Kogo's very low, because everything's going over. The bookmakers try to put a total in this game with the Phillies, right? It's like the Braves now. It's like putting the total on the Braves game. You get these high-scoring teams and low-scoring teams, or low-scoring games. Now, the good news is, if you do like the over for the Mets, anytime they're on the road against an A-type team, a team with a 60 higher win percentage, they're 4-0 straight up. And bad news is, though, in their last 10 games, they're 3-7. Hey, struggling. Struggling. Yeah, they are struggling. All right, any systems to talk about here on the Mets? Let me take a look here. Okay. 4-0 to the over against division opponents so far this year. The under, any Major League Baseball teams this season, and they're on a 3-game losing streak, 10, 25, 2 to the under. But do you want to play an under game in the Phillies? I don't know. Any road team that's coming off a 5-run loss, 10, 17, 1. I'm going to show you one of my criteria is what I do when I do searches for systems. I'm a system searcher, right? And I'll show you some of the things I did yesterday with the database. Let me see here. We got anything on the Phillies? 12-6. Yeah, that's their home record to the over. And anytime you got a home team coming off a win against a National League East division opponent, 19, 31-1 to the under. Eventually they got to play an under game, right? But I think, didn't that game go under last night? Let me see here. That game went over. Yeah, that's right. That was a 10-5. Yeah. But kind of weird seeing Ranger Suarez game going over with 10 runs, 10-5. Coming the second game of the series, the over is 5-2 for the Phillies at home in the second game of the series so far this year. And let me see here. Okay. 11-1 the last 30 days at home, 9-3 to the over, while the Mets 5-7 on the road, 8-4. How do you bet against the Phillies, and especially with this record here of 12-1? It's just, the rich keep getting richer, right? And that's Philadelphia. Jose Quintana, let me take a look at his last start. And how does the Phillies do at home against lefties, southpaws? Let me see down here. 5-2. Yeah, not bad. Well, best team in baseball with the record, of course, is going to be good against lefties, right? Jose Quintana, last start against Atlanta. 5 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 home runs. Ooh, not good. Hey, not good. Could be a long day for the Mets again. All right. Yeah, I kind of like Philly. I really, 137. My line's 208. Yeah. How do you go against Philadelphia? I think Philly's the play, but take it. Maybe beer and pizza money, right? But Philly is the play. Tampa Bay, Boston. Man, it seems like these guys have been playing forever. Tampa Bay, is this the 4th game of a series now? Is this the 4th one? And so in game number 1, the Rays won 5-3. Boston won game number 2, 5-4, and then the Rays won game number 3. So Boston can tie the series, or Tampa Bay can take a stranglehold of 3-1 in the series. And Tampa Bay, I know they're playing Toronto next. They're at the Rogers Skydome, or the Rogers Center, and then Boston's going to be out in St. Louis in their next. So this is getaway day. No, it's not. It's getaway night. It's 7:10 Eastern. His first pitch tonight at Fenway. I got -104, so basically a pick'em line here, and 50% chance of winning for Boston. 47.2 for Zach Lytle against Cooper Criswell for the Boston Red Sox. Criswell so far this year 2-1, 2.10 ERA. Zach Lytle 2-2, 3.02 ERA. And Kogo, look at the Kogo, 79%. That's because everything's gone under for the Bo Sox this year. Look at their under record, 5-14-1 at Fenway. I thought Fenway was a hitter's ballpark. I thought Fenway was a hitter's ballpark, and then all of a sudden now they got 14 unders, 5 overs, 3 pushes. 0-6-1 against the B-type teams, and for Tampa Bay, 1-5 on the road at when they're not playing at Tropicana. So Zach Lytle, I don't know, that total number 8. Are these two pitchers like an 8 type of totals pitcher? I don't know. 8-10 for Tampa Bay, 7-11 to the over/under. And let me see here. Tampa Bay last 15 games, 9-6. Boston 7-8. Boston Red Sox as a home. Oh, let me see here. Are they the home favorite? -104. Let me take a look at the run line here. I'm just going to bring up another window over here. I want to see what Bookmaker has today on the run line. And we're going to Boston. Boston against Tampa Bay. Yeah, -1.5 runs, +180 for Boston, plus 1.5 runs, -207. A little chalky if you do like the Rays here. I do like Tampa Bay. I like Kevin Cash. I think he's a great manager. Boston, so is Cora. So Cora's, you know what? Cora is. He doesn't have a lot to work with, and he's got a winning record, 22-21, so you kind of respect that, right? But Kevin Cash, really good in-game manager, probably one of the best in the game right now. And let's take a look at some of the systems. Anytime there's that 4-run 4 again, 48-30. So any Major League Baseball road teams this year who scored 4 runs in their last game are 48-30 in their next contest. And again, Boston's home games, 5-14-3 to the under. And let me see, the total's 8. Nothing. Boston Red Sox, Tampa Bay on the road, 1-5 against division opponents. So yesterday's win was the first time they beat a division opponent on the road this season. And again, there's that system where home teams coming off a home loss is a favorite to 161. 100 wins, 61 losses, and home teams on a 6-game homestand are 16-10 in the 7th game of the series. Home teams coming off a 1-run loss, 43-34, and this is third game of the series, 4th game of the series. So this is the first time. There'll be the second time Boston plays at home on a 4th game of the series. They're 0-1 this year. Home teams this year on the 4th game of the series, 13-16. Right? Imagine pulling that stat right out of your right. 13-16. Home teams coming out of a 4th game series, 13-16. That's interesting stat right there. And you know what? Everything's gone under. Everything's gone under at Fenway. I kind of like Boston here. I know Lytle's going here. Let me see what his last start was like. Zach Lytle. Last start against the Yankees. In fact, last 3 starts against Chicago, the Mets, and the Yankees. Went 6 innings against the White Sox, 6 innings against the Mets, 5.2. You know what? He'll give you 5 innings. he's on, his pitch count is, I don't know if he's a ground ball pitcher. Like, his pitch counts are very low. Looking at all his starts, yeah, you know what? This is an interesting stat. So in his first game against Toronto, he had 92 pitches. Against Colorado, 69, 5 innings. Against the Angels, 4.1 inning, 1/3, 99. Only pitched 107 pitches, over 100 pitches once. That was against the Angels on April 17th. Then 86 pitches against Detroit, 97 against the White Sox, 87 against the Mets, 80 against the Yankees in 5 2/3. So, you know what? Lytle, we'll give you 5 innings. And that's an interesting stat right there. What's his road record like in the last couple of years? Let me see here. So last year, away from Tropicana, he had an ERA at 2.35, but only 0-1, but probably uses a bullpen pitcher. Yeah, you know what? Still like Boston in this spot. I do like Boston. All right, let's. You know what? Forgot to check the stats and trends on the Mets Phillies game. Do we have any good stats and trends in this game here? The New York Mets 8-2 as a road team, coming off a 5-run loss the last 4 years, and the Phillies 15-3 as a home team, coming off a 3-game win streak the last 3 seasons. Yeah, that's why I like the Phillies. All right, Tampa Bay Boston. Let me see if I had a good system over here, and hopefully you guys are having a good start to your morning. Hopefully you got your coffee ready. Hey, hopefully you guys got your old coffee ready. Down here, the Red Sox 12-4, 4th game of a series last 3 years. That's pretty interesting. So the Boston Red Sox at home the last 3 years are 12-4 in Game 4 of a series, while the Rays 3-8 as an away team in the 4th game of a series last 2 years. So interesting 4th game of a series stats, and yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good numbers. All right, let's go to the next game between the Cubs and the, I believe it's Pirates. Pittsburgh today going to send to the hill Jared Jones. Yeah, Jared Jones, he's got some nasty stuff. I've seen some of his videos, and it's like wiffle ball on some of his curveballs. Then the man of steel, Justin Steele, the lefty, he got injured in that first game. Was it Milwaukee, that first game? Remember his first start, he pulled like a calf muscle or something. The only reason I know that is because my godson has him in his fantasy pool. Hey, that was his starter, and he wasn't too happy about that. Let me see. His first start of the year was Texas. That's right, it was Texas, and he had to leave that game in March 28th. Then he came back May 6th, and his last 2 starts, he's 4 and 4.2 innings. So 4 2/3 against San Diego, 4 innings against Pittsburgh. So doesn't in 3 starts, he's averaging 4 innings per start. So for the number 1 starter for the Cubbies, you need more out of that, right? You can't, you're hoping for 5-6 innings, 5-6 good innings. But Cubbies looked good last night though against the Atlanta Braves. They finally they stole one at Truss Park, and Truss Park. And last night the score 7-1. I had the over in that game. The bases were loaded in the bottom of the 8th. It was the bottom of the 8th, yeah. Then Atlanta couldn't even get us a push. All right, Justin Steele -131 today at Wrigley. First pitch under lights at 7:40, and Jared Jones again going for the Bucks. 4-6 Pittsburgh last 10, 8-2 to the over, while Chicago Cubs are 5-5, 4-6 to the over/under. My line on the game -195, -131 is the line here on the Cubbies. 57% chance of winning, compared to 42.9 for Pittsburgh. Last 3 games for the Cubs have gone under. They're 8-2 at Wrigley this year against teams below 500. 4-5-1 to the over/under, while the Bucks are 4-4. The Bucks, good start, but look at that. Last 15 games, 5-10, giving up 5.07 runs against the last 15. 6.8 the last 5. So pitching is a problem right now in Pittsburgh, and yeah, it's not going to get better tonight, probably at Wrigley. I do like Chicago here with Justin Steele on the hill. Just we got to get more out of Steele here, at more than 4 innings, right? But he's up tough against Jared Jones. Man, this Skeens and Jones, the future looks good for the Bucks. Oh, okay, no, I thought it was 6.5. I got a good system when home teams are 6.5. They're like 11-2 or something like that. In fact, let me bring that up for you right now. Here's a free system for you guys to monitor. I was thinking about this. In sports handicapping, you're when you're either on offense or defense, right? When just bear with me on this thought process. When you're handicapping, you're on offense and you're looking for something, right? But if you're on defense, you want those to come to you. And with these systems, I got some of these systems that you can't really play every day because these systems they don't show up every day. One of the systems is this: when you got a home team and the total 6.5, right here this season. Look at the record of the home team: 12-3. Right, so that's what I call playing defense, right? When you got that system that comes to you, and I think what I'm going to do is like yesterday I took about an hour to look for systems that when they're live they would come to you, but I'm very picky. I need a system that's at least minimum. If we're gonna, especially in baseball, you want a really good system, you got to go more than 10 occurrences. I think you need like 20 or 30 occurrences, right? And you'd love to have like 80%. If you got a system, like look at this system. This is an 80% system that's 12-3. And here's another system. So here's one system that you can write down, and you got to wait for these. People say it all the time. You can't make money in baseball. You can. You got to be. You got to be patient. You got to be disciplined, and you just got to realize that every day is not going to be a Picasso. Like every day, you're not going to. Unfortunately, it's not going to go your way every day. That's the way baseball is. That's the way sports betting is. If you won every day, the books wouldn't exist, right? So keep this in your back pocket. Anytime the home team has a total 6.5 this season. 12-3. The other system I like is I'll give you this right here. Home teams coming off a 3-2 loss in their last game. This has been a good system right here. Let me see. Go down here. All right. So yeah, teams. I think it's this one. It's either 3-2 or 2-3. The 3 runs against. I'm pretty sure this is it here. Yeah, see? Look at this system. Here's another one. So these are 2 defensive systems to keep in your back pocket. Anytime you got a home team coming off a 3-2 loss, 16-5 straight up in the next game, 14-6-1 to the over. And this system was live yesterday with Baltimore. Because remember that game against the game that got rained out, but the game prior, it was a 3-2 loss. The Jays yesterday. Yeah, exactly. Baltimore, right, Solo Rider? So what about home favorites? Let's see if it gets better on home favorites. 12-1. Yeah. So it's even better to, obviously we're striving for perfection. Like a good Vince Lombardi quote. During the process, you're looking for perfection, but during the process, you're gonna find greatness. But being these type of systems, finding these type of systems, and again, when you wake up and you're looking for a pick, you're on offense. But when these systems come to you and you're being patient and you got to wait for these systems, then you're playing defense and you're waiting, right? That's the way I look at it. And what's the logic behind this, right? When you look at this system here, home favorites coming off a 3-2 loss, I'm trying to think of the logic behind this. Okay, you know what? 3-2, you probably had your starter go for about 6-7 innings, so this way your bullpen is pretty good for the next day. Your bats are cold. 3-2. If you're coming off a 3-2 loss, obviously your offense is not good, but your defense is good. You need a bit of luck, obviously. Strength of schedule, I'm sure, plays a role in it. But yeah, you know what? I'd have to look at all the games that were 3-2. What kind of opponents were they? A, B, or C type teams, right? So there's 2 systems to keep in your back pocket when you're on defense, and hopefully it works out for you. All right, good to see you live, Ron, says Scott Christensen. Hey, Scott, nice to see you. Hey, you got a dilly. Yeah, again, needed a break, and people, the people who follow me for the last couple of years know I'm very I'm very erratic, I guess you can say, or inconsistent when it comes to these podcasts about a schedule. The older I get, and now that my wife's retired and I'm retired, type semi-retired, but it's just our generation here, hey, there's old man waving at cloud again. But we're used to, like my wife says when she was a teacher, I was run by bells. Like, what do you mean by that? She goes, well, the bells would tell me when to go eat lunch. The bells would tell me to go have, go to the washroom, because, the periods of the, like 9 to 9:50, the classes. And now you look at on demand, and if you're brought up in the 80s and 90s, you watch Cheers, you watch One Day at a Time, or you knew there was certain times those shows were on, right? And now that you're getting older, you kind of like that, I guess you can say, the freedom of doing the shows when you're ready to do them. But you want to get them done in the morning. I don't want to be doing a podcast and sports handicapping at 4 in the afternoon is not the same at 9, right? The window of opportunity for the bettors to soak in that information and use it towards their handicapping. Yeah, you get, and I'm an early bird now, so I like to get these shows done early so I can do my handicapping, and this way I know there's thought and logic behind my picks that I give out all the time, right? I don't like rushing picks. We've all been there where it's like, you've been busy all day, you had a dentist appointment or a doctor's appointment, and then you get back and it's like, oh crap, I only got 35 minutes to handicap. I don't like those days. I don't like those days when I'm feeling pressure to handicap, right? I like it when you get up early, have your coffee, handicap, and you get more time. Anyways, another Ron's rant right there, eh? Playoffs.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs?
All right, home team's coming off a game where they scored 2 runs for, 32, 55, and 3 to the under. Also, I'd like to hear what you guys think about those systems. Do you believe in that logic? Let the plays come to you instead of you searching for the plays. Isn't that a good? Do you think that's a good way to handicap? Hey, if the record says you are what your record says you are, says Bill Parcells. But if you just let those system plays come to you and they're winning plays, that's pretty good in my books, right? That's a pretty good handicapping system, and less is more, right? One of the things I always talk about, less is more. And I think if you just allow those type of system plays that I just showed you, those 2 great systems, man, that's a combined record of what, like 85%? That's pretty good. All right, home teams coming off 3 unders are 22-12 in the next game. I do like the Cubbies here today, guys. I think Justin Steele, the man of steel, needs a big outing, right? I think he needs to get his Superman suit on, right?
Hey, Fred, that's one of them Superman suits, ain't it?
Superfly, Bubba, superfly.
Yeah, I think Justin Steele needs to get Superfly tonight on that Wrigley. All right, I do like the Cubbies tonight. Justin Steele, the man of steel. Under is 4-12. 4-11 to the under for the Cubs, coming off a game where they only allowed 1 run against the last 2 years. And the Bucks, I don't like this one. They're 8-3 as a road team, come off a 3-game road trip the last 10 years. Yeah, don't like that. Wait, is that as an away team coming off a 3-game road trip? I don't know if that makes any sense. I'll have to look at that. That's a question mark. A road trip. Let me see here. The Bucks are on an away team coming off a 3-game road trip the last 10 years. I don't know about that. I'll have to. Let me see here. Let's go to Pittsburgh. That doesn't sound right. As a road team coming off a 3-game road trip. Where's the 3-game road trip? There it is. Coming off a 3-year, last 10 years? Okay, I don't have 10. I got last 5. Let me try last 5 and that'll give us an indication. This one here is blank. Survey says, yeah, maybe. All right, maybe it's right. All right, a little quality control during the show. It doesn't hurt anyone, just to make sure you back up those stats. All right, next game, Oakland against Houston. How long have you been gone here? Show's been 37 minutes. All right. Good thing there's not 15 games. We'll be here for 2 hours. Christian Javier going up against Joey Estes of the Oakland Athletics. And minus 201 is the line. Now, Houston now on a 4-game win streak. 2 unders for Houston. They were winning last night. 3-0 is the final. 10-12 at Minute Maid Park, while Oakland 9-13 away from the Coliseum. Is it still the Coliseum? I got 5.3 to 3.6 and 9.03, so I do have it going over. Oakland's 2-8 in the last 10. Christian Javier, what's his record right now? Javier 2-1, a 4.01 ERA. Javier and Framber Valdez, two good. Yeah, they've been doing this for a while now. They've been in Houston for a bit. 4-1 at home against the Beatables. That's teams below 500. And let me go see if there's any systems here to look. Actually, let me look at the value. Any value in this play tonight? Minus 170. Yeah, overvalued, and 179. Oakland's on a 4-game losing streak. Yeah, that's not good. 0-3 against C-type teams. Yeah, you got to beat those teams below 500. And let me see here. Oakland, clean slate. Not even one system to talk about. And 4 home teams coming off a 4-game win streak, 11-7. And yeah, so that's, yeah, it looks like it's going to be Houston here today. Total though, total. Let me see what the trends say here. Any trends on Houston and Oakland? So Jays versus Tampa Bay next. Yeah, that's the next one for the Jays against Tampa Bay. That'll be any American League East division series is always good. You know, it could be Rays, Yankees, Orioles, Red Sox. It could be just American League East, such a good division. Maybe it's because we're East Coast guys, right? East Coast, American League East, all East Coast teams. That's the ones we watch the most. All right, let me see here. All right, couple of systems on Houston. Anytime their home team versus division opponent before a non-division game, coming off 2 unders, and they're coming off a win against an AL West division opponent, 12-3 in their next game. And when Houston's at home during the month of May, after division game, coming off a win against an American League East division opponent, and it was a home win, 13-3, 5-11 to the under. And Oakland, as a road team, coming off a loss against an NL Central division opponent, 6-11 the last 2 seasons. So a couple of system plays to the under. I think there's better things to do than an Oakland Houston game. Hey, tough to watch 2 losing teams unless you got money on it, right? But obviously, Tyler Glasnow going up against Brent Suter. Brent Suter sounds like a hockey player, right? The Sutter brothers, but I think Sutter was 2 T's. Tyler Glasnow, look at this line, minus 311, 7.5 is the total. That's a low total, isn't it? And Glasnow right now, he's in the fine form. 6-1, 2.53 ERA. Is he a Cy Young candidate right now? Would you say Tyler Glasnow top 10 Cy Young right now? Nick Martinez. So I got Nick Martinez here on this source. So I don't know. Check your listings for your starting pitcher. Dodgers 7-3, last 10, 4-6 to the under. I had minus 248. 83% chance of winning. Cincinnati,
Struggling.
2-8 last 10, 9-12 on the road. Cincinnati, man, they just so so much promise. Benson, De La Cruz. Let me see De La Cruz's numbers so far this year. 258, 9 home runs, 21 RBIs. I know he had a rough start. 26 stolen bases. Wow. Yeah. Needs help though, eh? Batman needs Robin. I always remember that, eh? Batman needs Robin right now. Who's the Robin in Cincinnati? India, he has you heard yesterday he had a migraine, so he didn't play yesterday. He hasn't played the last couple of days. Yeah, Cincinnati. Not a lot of help in Cincinnati. 9-4 Dodgers at home against teams below 500. They are 15-8 at Dodger Stadium. And let's take a look at some of the system trends. And while we do that, I'm just going to queue up the trends right here, and I'll come back to that. No, nothing on the Dodgers. Oh, right here. Home teams coming off a 3-run loss, like the Dodgers, 29-15, and the Dodgers lost last night by 3. And the final of that game was 4-1 against the Giants. Yeah, at San Francisco. So you know what? They took 2-3 against the Giants. They just lost the last game. They scored 16. Let me see here, 17 runs in 3 games and gave up 10. They gave up 10. All right, let me see the system trends here on the Dodgers, and let's go down here. Dodgers are 14-3 as a home team, playing on a Thursday the last 2 years, and the Reds 8-2 to the under. Coming off a game with a 6-game road trip. So anytime Cincinnati is playing the 7th game on the road, last 6 years, 8-2 to the under. That's a big trend. Let me see how they do in the total 7.5. Cincinnati, when the total is 7.5 this year. Now it's 8. What does bookmaker have? Cincinnati. Yeah, total is 8 now, so we got to update the stats. Okay, so you know what? The line opened up at 7.5, gone to 8. So what does that tell you? Early betting, early money on the over. And let's go to my database. Let's do Cincinnati. Home or away. Let's do home and away. Total's 8. And the over-under is 8. Survey says this season. Current season. 3-1 to the over. Yeah, maybe the overs want to go. How about the Dodgers? Dodgers, home or away. Total's 8. Survey says 3-3. 3-3. All right. Nothing to write home about. Okay, so one of the things I want to show you guys when I handicap is I like system trends, right? Team trends are fine. You know, they're indicators, but when I get a good system trend like I showed you guys, you know, home teams coming off a 3-2 loss or home teams when the total 6.5, those are what I call system trends, right? It doesn't involve one team, it involves any other team. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you guys one way I do it. And so let's take a look at the Yankees. Yesterday, Yankees lost 1-4-0. So let's go take a look when any road team. So the Yankees are a road underdog today. So when road underdogs this year are coming off a game where they won by 4 runs exactly. So let's see if this coming off a 4-run win this season. What's the underdog record? Coming off a 8-12, 8-11 to the under. All right. How about away teams? Coming off a 4-run win, 15-15. But just all right. So away teams that scored exactly. This is what, the third game of the series between these two teams. Yeah, I think it's the third game. But anyways, Yankees scored 0 runs against yesterday, and they scored 4. Right. Where's the 4? Here it is. All right. So any away team that's coming off a 4-0 win, only 3 occurrences. Okay. What else happened with the Yankees here? The situational 3-game win streak and 2 unders. All right. So any away underdog coming off a game, coming off a 3-game win streak. So any right here. And they scored 4 runs last game. Obviously, won't get a lot of occurrences. Not with away underdog. I'll do away teams. You won't get a lot of away underdogs. So I'll do away teams coming off a 3-game win streak, and they're coming off a 4. Let's do a 4-run win. Do a 4-run win. Three and 0, not bad. How about any team, home or away? 4-0. Okay, perfect record, but it's 4 games, so I'm not gonna. All right, away teams coming off a 3-game and 2 unders. All right, so let's see that. Let's see how. And these are good indicators to let you know how other teams that are in the exact situation that the Yankees are in today, how those teams did, right? So let's do. Was it 2 unders? Yeah. So any Major League Baseball road team, we'll do away underdogs to see if we got a lot of hits right here. 3 games, yeah, probably not in 3 games. All right, let me do just away teams. Coming off a 3-game win streak and coming off 2 unders. 6-3, 5-3-1 to the over. Let's do the Twins now. Twins. So let's do home favorites. Coming off a 3-game losing streak, like the Twinkies. And the last 3 have gone under. Has any other team been in that situation here today? Survey says 2-1. Yeah, not a lot of occurrences. How about just favorites overall? 3-game losing streak, 2-1. Yeah, not a lot of occurrences, eh? How about just home teams? Yeah, we did that already. 2-2. All right. 3rd game of a series. Let's try this. Let's do this. Any teams in the 3rd game of a series? And coming off 3 unders. 4-1 to the over. Yeah, we're getting closer. Like I need 10, right? 10's a good number. How about if they scored 0 runs last game? Coming off a game where they scored 0 runs. And if you guys have any queries you'd like to me to run, let me know. I'll look it up. 0 runs last game. 5-5, 6-4. A lot of numbers pointing over. Maybe Yankees over is where you want to go. And this is how you get a good idea where you should be leaning. When you do these situational searches, it gives you a good idea where you should probably be leaning, because you start seeing a pattern develop, right? If you're a pattern recognition capper, then this is a good way. Let me see here. Okay, how about we do 4 runs against. Any home team, third game of the series, allowed 4 runs last game. 9-19. Ooh, see, now we get the other side of the quarter, right? How about a 4-run loss? How about coming off a 4-run loss? And again, like, we can spend 3 hours just doing this, right? So the 4-run loss. I have to go up here. Oh, down here, I guess. Yeah, right here. 4-run loss. Third game of the series. 8-4, 6-4. So you know what? Home team and over looks like it's the play right now. Let me do another one. Let me do Boston. All right, this will be interesting. 8 unders though. I don't like those. I don't like those hot. When I do searches like 8, 9 unders. How many teams have gone 8 unders this year? Right. Home teams. 4th game. Yeah. I'll try the 4th game of the series for a few queries, but I don't think we'll get a lot of hits. Where is it? Let me see here. 4th game of the series, and they're coming off. Let me see here. A 1-run loss. We'll do a loss. We'll just do a loss. Home teams, and we'll do this. All right, so home teams coming off a loss, and it's a 4th game of a series this year. Survey says 8-4-2 to the over. Eventually, they're gonna have to play some overs at Fenway. What else? Let's do Tampa Bay. Actually, okay, I'll do one more on Tampa Bay, and then I'll get off that 4th. Yeah, I don't think we've got a lot of 4-game series to really. About 3 unders coming off. Actually, coming off a win. Let's see. Away teams coming off a win. 6, 8, 4-2. Yeah, we just did that. Yeah. Okay. How about versus a team with a 51-60 win percentage? Yeah, pretty even. All right. How about a team that scored 4 runs last game? 4 runs in the last game. 13-6. That's pretty good. So any away teams playing a team with a 51-60 win percentage, and they scored 4 runs last game, what if they gave up 3? 3 runs against. 9-12, 8-13 to the under. Okay. How about away teams coming off 3 unders? And again, when you do these type of searches, you got to be patient, and you're looking for the caramel secret, right? You're looking for that needle in the haystack type of number. Where's the unders? Did I miss it? It's down here. I need my elevator music, hey Scott? Hey, where's my elevator music when I'm searching? There you go. Hey. I can't do the flute though. You know I can't do the flute. What did I say I'm looking for again? 3 unders, eh? All right. I know that's good for a chuckle, eh? All right, that drives me nuts. 3-9 to the under. 3-9 to the under. That's pretty good. No flutes, says Scott. Exactly, no flutes. This is a good trend. Look at this one. Any away team, the opponent's 51-60 win percentage, coming off 3 unders, current season, 3-9 to the under. So it meets the 10-game requirement, and everything's gone under at Fenway. So that's a pretty good one. All right, I'll do one more. Let me do home favorites. You know, I think with favorites, see, when you do these searches, you got to think, what's the logic, right? And, you know, I wanted to say this today. Here, when you do a search, you gotta go get the reality. And what's the reality? The reality is this: favorites win more than underdogs. Eh? You don't need to be a rocket scientist to know that. Really, Ron? Yeah. That's according to Einstein. But not that much. 56%, 43 on the year. But still, favorites win 56%. But in hockey this year, I thought the hockey was a little bit higher. 59 point. Yeah. In all my years of handicapping, it's always been like a 60-40 ratio, right? I know it's been different. And this is where you got to look at the 3-day average, 7-day average to see where it's in line. Let me do baseball here to see where it's in line in the cycles, right? So if you know baseball favorites are winning 56%, but on this, on the 3-day cycles 56, 53, so par for the course, right? We're in the ballpark. So my rationale, my thinking, my logic is that if favorites win 60% of the time, and again, go back on defense, right? You want the picks to come to you, and sometimes when you're doing this type of research, sometimes they do come to you, right? These searches. But let me see, home favorites, coming off 3 unders. I don't know if under is a really good gauge to use when you're doing. I already got it right there. Let me see, current season. And we'll just do this. And they scored 1 or less runs against last game. I think I got that. Allowed 1 or less runs against last game. Yeah, it's right here. And they allowed 1 run or less against last game. Home favorites, wow, 6-1. That's pretty good. What about the last 2 years? See, here's the thing. I'm a current season type of handicapper. When you do last 2 years, now it's apples and oranges when it comes to the players, right? Because when you're from let's say a micro and macro environment of one current season, this is everybody who's who in the zoo, right? But when you do the last 2-3 years, managers have changed, players have changed. It's not the same environment. So I like to do the current season. So last 3 unders. What if they scored 7 or more runs last game? Coming off a game where they scored 7 or more runs. 7 or more last game. Home favorites, 12-6. So yeah, you know what? I think Cubbies are a good play here tonight. And the Bucks on a 2-game losing streak. But I want to stick with favorites. Manageable favorites, right? I want to, like, minus 132 is manageable. Phillies 136. How about the Phillies? Home favorite. What they win last night? Scored 10 or more runs last game. 10 or more runs last game. They gave up 5? Let's do 5 or less. And they gave up 5 or less against last game. Home favorites in this spot, 11-5. Yeah. So you know what? Phillies and what did I say? Cubbies. I think Phillies Cubbies are a good play here tonight. Do you guys like this? Do you guys like this search, or do you find it too boring? Like, it's just, again, you when you do these types of searches, you're either going to get something that's like 12-3, or 5-5, or 55-55. Like, it's just, when you do these types of things, it's hit or miss, right? It's hit or miss. Let me do one more before you go, and before I go, and we'll see if we can get. I'll go back in the Cubs game. Actually, I'll do a total. We got a lot of 8 totals today, so let me try this. Anytime you got a home favorite, the total is 8. Right, you got a hope, and they're coming off a road win. Okay, since the Cubbies are coming off a road win. It was a series. Actually, I'll try a series loss. They lost against the Braves. Ooh, okay. Maybe we don't take the Cubbies. Hey, that's why you took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, hey, where's my?
Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. All right, total's 8. Coming off a series. Okay, let's do about this. How about if they what did I say? A road win. Yeah, coming off a road win. Coming off a day game. Where's the road win? There it is. All right. Any major league home favorites this year? Total, yeah, 5-2. Not a lot, right? How about just home teams? Let me do just home teams. Coming off a road win. Totals 8. 5-3. Oh, not a lot. Interesting. All right. How about How about, what's Pittsburgh's record right now? 19-25. So that's 41-50 win percentage. 20-13. That's pretty good. Yeah, sticking with the Cubbies. I think Cubbies a good play. All right, let's get to your 80% club stats. And again, if you like these searches, let me know. Just post it in the comments. Or if you want me to get better elevator music, for Scott. Hey, you want better elevator music, Scott? All right, missed these shows, let's take a look at the 80% club stats, courtesy of Phillies. 15-3 as a home team, coming off a 3-game win streak. We said that. The under 10-1 for the Yankees. Yeah, these are all stats I gave out already. So let me go to the old 80% club stats. No flute. Yeah, no flute. The old 80%, the old school stats. Let's go to the old school. So the Boston Red Sox, home or away, month of May, 12-13 to the under. Justin Steele, the man of steel, home or away with the spreads 120-140, 9-1. I like that. You like that? You like that? I need a Kirk Cousin. You like that soundbite, Maybe I should get that one. Houston is a home favorite versus Oakland, 12-3. Philly is a home favorite when the total is 7.5 to 8 in the last 25, 20-5. Wow, look at Tampa Bay as a favorite against Boston. Are they a favorite though? I thought Boston was the favorite today. Yeah. So this stat, unless they open up a favorite, sometimes that happens. They open up a favorite and then the money swings it there. 2-13 on the under, not 12-13. What's this? Resident codes. 2-13 on the under, not 12-13. 2-13 on the under. What's that? What are you talking about? Regiden, 2-13, not 12-13. Okay, I'm not sure what you're talking about. I could have made an error, but let me know what you're talking about. When Houston's a home team during the month of May after a division game, coming off a win against American League West division opponent, and was a home win, they're 13-3. I can see Houston winning today, but it's a little chalky. Houston, there's another one there. Philadelphia as a 120-140 home favorite, totals 8 versus a left-handed pitcher, 12-3 to the over. That's a good stat right there. Anytime the Phillies are a 120-140 home chalk, totals 8.5 versus the southpaw, 12-3 to the over, and that's a good one right there. And so there you go. Remember yesterday before we went, I gave you guys the top sports situational play of the day on Milwaukee. Cha-ching. Do I got a sound? Do I got the money? Oh, I know what they'll do. Oh, wrong one.
Straight cash, homie.
Yeah, straight cash, homie. All right, let's see what the top situational play is today in baseball. We'll go to our top 25. Go up for Boston game. Oh, go up for Boston game. Okay, I'll look at the Boston game. 2-13 on the under, not 12-13. Did our site show that, Reginald? If it did, I want to fix it. All right, so Chicago Cubs. Hey, there you go. Hey, winner.
I want winners.
There you go. Chicago Cubs, you're number one. And it's against Pittsburgh again. Neutral 12 days. Neutral means they are the 3-4, 4-3, last 7. Strength of schedule, 49%. The versus B-type teams, not good, 29%. They only, let me see, Pittsburgh's a C-type team. Okay, good, 68%. Yes, sir. Go up for Boston. All right, I'll check it out. 3 unders. Yeah, and let me see, 57% chance. All right, what is he saying here? So you're saying going to the stats on the Boston game, 2-13 on the under. Let me see here. You're talking about last 15, right? You're talking about last 15. That's what I think he's talking about. I think he's talking about Boston's last 15 games, 2-13 to the under. Let's see, Boston. Hey, don't throw me a curveball like that, Reginald. I'll be thinking about that all day now. Hey, 0-6, 5-14-3. Yeah, you could be right. It could be 12-13. Did I say 12-13? Then I made a mistake. Let me scroll down here. Boston. Okay, I think I know what you're talking about. 3-10-12 to the under last 30 days. Hey, is that what you're talking about? Anyway, throw me a curveball here there, Reginald. Yeah, the dashboard for Boston, Tampa Bay. Okay, yes, the dashboard for Boston, Tampa Bay. The dashboard. Okay, so Here's the dashboard. Okay. Now, is it the Raymond Report or the premium? Let me go to this one here, the Raymond Report light version. Maybe you're talking about the light version. Let me go to that Boston game. We'll get to the bottom of this. Okay, we'll get to the bottom of this. 3-8, 12-4. Okay, it's not that. Anyway, send me an email offline. I'll look at it. What you're talking about? Are you saying there's an error? Or I said something and it was wrong. They're two different things, right? All right, guys. Cubbies. I think Cubbies the best play today, and as Stone Cold would say.
And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
All right, yes, dashboard, Boston versus Tampa Bay. All right, guys, that's it. That's a wrap. That's
Holy cow!
Holy cow! Hey, we're back, baby. We're back. No problem. All right, thanks, Reginald. And if you said wrong. Okay, there you go. All right, I thought the stats were wrong. That's why I was like, oh no, I got to fix something here. I got to get the programmer on this. All right, back. I'll be back. All right, back. All right, you guys. I'll be back on a friendly Friday. Hey, can't call it a football Friday because we're not in football season. Well, CFL's in preseason. Hey, my Ottawa Red Blacks are. I'll be ready to go to those season games pretty soon. But I'm coaching summer ball. So if you're in Ontario and going to watch the Canada smash Norway, yeah, if you're in Ontario and you're in Ottawa or in Toronto or somewhere in Ontario, watch for our team, our Myers Riders. I'm the offense coordinator with our U19 team, and we travel all over Ontario. So if you guys are around the city, you want to come catch a game and come say hi to me after the game, well, just follow our schedule. And I think we're in Toronto in June, and then Brampton, then Kingston in a couple weeks. All right, guys, have yourself a great rest of your Thursday. I'll be back tomorrow on another edition of the Ram Report.
Hello again, everybody. Harry Carey from Wrigley Field on a beautiful day for baseball.
Yeah.